Welcome to Treasure Valley Podcast. I'm Chuck. Today I sit down with Elliot Norton, the director of Canyon County, the web series. You can check that out online right now after we have our conversation. We talk about movies, we talk about a lot of different things, and we have a lot of laughs. Enjoy. Welcome, Elliot.
Thank you. It's nice being back here.
Oh, welcome back, I guess.
Thank you.
You've been in this room before?
Yes.
Okay. It looked different last time you were on.
Yeah, I mean, I think you added some more equipment.
And then I got rid of the sheets from the walls and put them on the table and the window.
Yeah, exactly. And then you also added in all of this other stuff on the walls, which I think are sound dampening panels. Is that what this is?
Yeah, you can hear it. Go ahead. You can scream right into one. Nobody will notice.
No.
Listen. Didn't hear a thing, did you?
No, wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Do you want to start with movies, or do you want to talk about Canyon County? Or do you want to talk about unrelated topics? So I have 10 films that we can go high point, low point.
Okay.
And then I got 3 questions about filmmaking, and then 3 questions about miscellaneous things.
Miscellaneous?
Yes.
Okay.
I like to pronounce the hard C in miscellaneous.
Yeah, for sure. I knew a person once that pronounced the T in subtle.
Oh, wow.
They would say
what about
subtle.
Wow, that's impressive.
I didn't think it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they looking down at you, like down their nose at you every time they would say it?
No, I think
it wasn't that subtle.
I think that person was just kind of just thought that that's the way it was pronounced. But maybe it is. Actually, the more I think about it, maybe is it pronounced that? No, it's subtle, right?
I have no idea.
Because it's spelled subtle.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's just subtle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it would be less subtle if it were pronounced subtle.
Subtle. But I was saying
it would be ironic. It'd be like the word abbreviation.
Because the guy was one of my good friends, and he was a really intelligent person, and I actually started saying subtle until somebody corrected me.
Oh.
And then I felt stupid. But then at the same time...
Did he laugh? Was he there?
No.
I got him. I've been working on him for months.
Yeah.
And he finally said it in front of somebody while I was here.
No, that didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
All right. It would have been a better story, though.
Okay.
All right. Let's go with the movies first.
Movies? Okay. Mm-hmm. So we're doing high point, low point. What I did was I had the internet randomly generate 10 movies. And I'm pretty sure between you and I, we've seen all of them. But I could be wrong.
Okay.
So first movie, The Predator. High point, low point.
For whom?
The movie.
So it's a high point?
Yeah, what they did
so
right?
It's a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
No, high point, low point of the movie. A thumbs up for the movie and a thumbs down for the movie. Both.
Okay, so I'm going to say it's a good movie, and the high point would be when he discovers that he can't be seen when he's covered in mud.
Ooh.
Because that part's really tense, remember? Because you're like, oh man, he's going to die. Arnold Schwarzenegger's definitely going to die this time in this movie. And then he realizes, because he crawls through the river and it's really tense, remember? And then the Predator's there, and then he's covered in mud, and then he realizes...
Oh, yeah.
And then like it's a really long, drawn-out moment, and then Arnold, when the alien runs away, Arnold goes, "He couldn't see me," like that.
Does he say that line?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have figured it out. So he had to say something in that moment.
He couldn't see me because of the mud. Just like in Jurassic Park. They can't see you if you don't move.
Yeah.
Which was common knowledge. You can ask any dinosaurologist.
Paleontologist?
Yeah. Those two.
Mm-hmm.
They're both very familiar with the concept of T-Rexes not being able to see you if you move. That wasn't in the book, was it?
I don't remember. I read the book when I was in 4th grade, so
okay.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, you should probably read it again, because that may relate to one of the questions I have for you later.
Okay, so for high point, low point, I say...
low point. What's the low point of Predator?
The low point of Predator, when Arnold Schwarzenegger and, what's the guy's name from Arrested Development that always is giving the acting pointers? Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers,
yeah.
When Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers, when they first see each other, and then they shake hands, but then it becomes in midair arm wrestling contest.
Oh, I remember that.
And then like,
that was really
there's
good.
A close up on both of their muscles like this, and they're just like, like that. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger beats him, and then he says, "You've been stuck in the desk job for too long."
I think that's also a high point.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, Predator is one of those great movies where the low points are also high points. So.
Yeah. It's ambiguous that way.
Yeah.
Okay, next movie. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Trolls 2.
Trolls 2.
I was excited when this one popped up because this is one of those.
So you randomly generated this list? How did you randomly generate this list?
I typed in to Google. I typed in random movie generator, and then there was this website that popped up first, and then you click it, and then it like gives you like 4, and so within those 4, I picked one.
Is Troll the one where they have like singing in it? No, it's a leprechaun. The leprechaun is the one that sings.
Trolls 2 was the one with the trolls had like they were really you could tell that they were just like masks, and they had like green stuff coming out of their mouths a lot.
Okay, I can't say a high point or low point. I don't know if I've ever, or if I've seen it before. I was really drunk.
Okay,
and I have no memory of it.
So that's a good high point.
Yeah. The high point of Troll 2 is getting another beer and maybe bathroom breaks.
Cool. And the low point is needing to get another beer and take a lot of bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
If that happened.
No, having to watch the movie. Yeah, is the low point. No, the high point would be the credits, the end credits.
Woo!
Yeah.
I made it.
Yeah.
What about The Shape of Water?
The Shape of Water? Okay.
I haven't seen that one yet. I saw it's on Netflix, but I haven't clicked play. Still, instead I watched Avengers Infinity Wars.
Oh.
That was really not a good decision, but I did it.
Oh, okay. Well, I was one of those people that didn't like The Shape of Water because
Okay.
I thought it was overhyped. But I would say the high point, there's a scene where the guy, where the main villain goes to the bathroom and he washes his hands before he uses the urinal.
Oh.
And then he washes his hand before he uses the urinal, and then he relieves himself, and then I can't remember what the line, but it was a really cool line. And then he explains to like this, because he does it in front of these 2 women, even though the bathroom's closed and they're like cleaning it out. He's just like, whatever. And he washes his hands and he relieves himself, and he's like, a man never, I can't remember what the line was. Anyway, the man never washes his hands after he relieves himself, or else he's blah blah blah. Or I don't know. I don't know. That part was cool.
Because maybe we should guess like 5 more times what the line was.
I got stuck there for a second.
It's okay.
So I say that was a high point. The low point would be when they have to explain how the fish has sex with the woman.
Oh, you explained to me that scene.
Yeah.
And now I'm it's ruined for me because I'm just going to be waiting for that scene.
Yeah, because to be fair to the movie, I mean, if you're going to have a plot where a woman has sex with a fish, you know, the audience is going to wonder exactly how that works. So I'm glad that they did explain it, but at the same time, it was like...
The tone was wrong?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was the tone. It was just also... That's when you realize like how ridiculous it is that she's like fucking this fish. Because when they first...
It just got a little too real.
Yeah, because when they first started fucking, I was just like, this is really strange. And then my mind did go like, does she like somehow lay her eggs like at the bottom of this like tub that he's in, and then he like fertilizes, like, you know, like actual fish, like it's all like outside of their bodies. And I'm like, did she figure that out somehow? Or but then they have to explain it, that he has like a weird penis thing underneath one of his fins.
That's how sharks work, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was on one of the Blue Planets or something, the BBC ones.
No, sharks have penises?
Yeah, for sharks give live birth, dude.
Really?
Yeah, sharks give live birth.
Am I coming off as amazingly ignorant right now?
I don't think so. I watch a lot of ridiculous documentaries.
Oh, I bet Cody Newton would have known that.
Yeah, because he was studying the fish with a camera.
Yeah.
I should have held the shark questions. It wasn't even a question. It just came up.
Yeah.
There's a little factoid for you. Next time that comes up on trivia night, you're going to get it right. Or you're going to say it in front of somebody, and then you're going to be embarrassed. Because it'll be like, and I'll be like, yes, I hope I'm there when you explain to somebody that sharks give live birth. And they'll be like, no, they don't. And I'll be like, giggling off to the side.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what to believe now. I'm going to say that was a low point in the movie. And there's a musical number in the movie, too, that's really stupid.
What?
Yeah, there's like a musical. Gosh. Yeah, I didn't get why it was so beloved.
It was an amalgam.
An amalgam?
Of all sorts of different movies.
It was like, well, it was mostly Splash with like a little bit of Pan's Labyrinth in it.
Okay.
Because it was really like insanely violent in like 5 scenes.
Oh, wow.
Just like crazy violent, like out of nowhere.
And
then a little bit of like
La La Land.
Yeah, a little bit of La La Land. Or no, like maybe like an old school musical, like Singing in the Rain. There's like a Singing in the Rain style musical number in it. Randomly.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
okay. Now I have to check it out. Did you see Mission Impossible Rogue Nation?
No, I didn't.
The
best part of that movie is remembering the first. Yeah, remembering the first movie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I liked the first one.
Yeah, I don't remember the second one.
The second one was the one where he learned kung fu.
He had superpowers.
Yeah, it's like superpowers.
And then the third one was okay again, I think, right?
That was the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah,
that's right. When that opening scene with him as the bad guy was definitely a high point.
Yeah.
And then the low point was Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
I think we're getting off track here, but Rogue Nation, I don't know what the low point would be. High point would be Tom Cruise is in it. Low point would be that Tom Cruise is 74 years old. And he has a stunt double.
Yeah. Actually, he does all of his own stunts, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
You can actually watch him on this.
Did he walk up all those stairs himself?
He also does all of his own acting without a double. But
that's good.
You can actually watch him jump on YouTube. You can watch him jump off this building and totally biff it and break his ankle.
Really?
Yeah.
In Rogue Nation?
I think it was the one after that. Whatever the one after, the one that just came out.
Oh, the Rogue Nation isn't the newest one?
Yeah, isn't there one after?
Dang, I'm so far behind on Mission Impossible.
I know. I haven't. I
still have to finish The Wire.
The Wire would probably be a better.
Now I just learned I got
thing to watch,
at least 2 Mission Impossible movies to catch up on.
Yeah, you can actually watch it. I did watch that. It's this random camera angle, and it's him running, and it is him, and he like runs, and he hits the side of this building, and you can see his ankle, like his foot hit like flush with the side of the building.
Oh dang!
And then his ankle just goes like that.
Oh,
and then
it's like a basketball highlight. Like what's his name from the Boston Celtics last year? Ooh,
yeah, and then you can watch that. It's pretty cool. And then he gets up and he like still runs afterwards, but he's just like limping really bad. And you're like, yeah, Tom Cruise.
Okay, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So then he would have been 76 in that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's impressive. What about Gremlins?
Gremlins?
Yeah, high point.
I haven't seen that since I was a kid. I assume I was always a Gremlins 2 fan myself, even when I was a kid. I never liked the first one.
Really?
Yeah, I always liked the second one. The second one to me was like genius when I was a little kid. For some reason, like remember that was the one where like one of the Gremlins became like took some intelligence serum.
Oh, yeah.
And then he turned into George Burns.
Oh, that's right.
Smoking the cigar and singing songs.
I remember that now. Yeah, that was, I think the first one was the prequel.
To the second one?
Preface.
I feel like that's a very controversial opinion, though.
Uh-oh.
Because I haven't seen either of those movies since I was about 9.
Oh, okay.
Maybe earlier, like 8.
Well, then they must still be scary in your mind.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I tried to watch Gremlins 1 again. Like last year, I think. I didn't make it all the way through. Yeah. It was a little rough.
Okay. Well, why are you asking me then?
Well, because you're the guest. I can just interject anytime I want with my answers.
I'm the default guest. So
guest by default. Welcome. Well, we have to talk about Canyon County. We have to promote it. That's our jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
Our unpaid jobs.
Yeah.
Part-time.
Although it's kind of, I mean, if you were to stack up the hours in a week, I bet we would get health care if we were doing it for somebody else.
Dang it. Yeah, there's no health care at LowerGentry Studios. We don't provide health care. Oh, can we say that? Am I going to? No, it's okay. Trump's president. We won't get in trouble now.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about, let's keep going with this.
Yeah, let's finish it.
Okay. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Best part was, That's one that I've only seen once, and I saw it a long time ago, too.
I know, me too. I don't remember anything
Best part,
about
I would say, I don't know. Johnny Depp was
walking
cool.
around weird, acting funny.
Yeah, acting like a drunk. Worst part was probably Orlando Bloom.
That's going to be a controversial opinion.
I feel like Orlando Bloom is always the worst part in anything ever.
What else has he been in besides that and Lord of the Rings?
He was in this really shitty romantic comedy called Elizabethtown that an ex-girlfriend of mine made me watch.
Elizabethtown. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, was that when he was the pretty guy in Lord of the Rings, and then they like threw him into like some sort of like romantic thing?
Yeah, and then they're like, let's see if he can act. And then they're like, oh shit.
Like,
you had to do like an American accent.
Well, we tried it with elf ears on, but the test group didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. That movie is really atrociously bad.
Okay.
So Yeah.
So low point.
Low point is always him. If he's in the movie, he's the lowest point that you can reach.
Okay. I guess we'll just, unless he really wants to. If he wants to be, you're still welcome, Orlando Bloom, to be.
Unless he wants to show up
one
on
of our
Treasure Valley.
films.
Yeah.
You can still be on the podcast.
Yeah. He's like
you can argue your point.
He's like one of the 12 people
Just make
that
sure
watches
it's
this week.
Believable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah. He's like one of the 12 people that watches this each week. And right now we'll be wondering why is it only 10 views this week and not 11? It was just Orlando Bloom.
No, he would have had to make it through that far.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't turn it off. We'll check the minutes.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2.
Worst part, I'm going to start with the low point because that's the part I remember and being angry about it even as a kid.
Yeah.
The fucking pigeon lady.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Yeah, the fucking pigeon lady. She's like the homeless pigeon lady.
What does she do?
And then I don't remember. She like teaches him some sort of stupid lesson. And I remember as a kid.
Oh, it was like the replacement for the shovel guy with the salt.
Yeah.
They're like, who's going to play the shovel guy with the salt? He's not in New York.
Maybe a pigeon lady. And then
how do we take this exact same script and then do it in New York?
Yeah. How do I do
crap, shovel guy. We don't know what to do with him.
How do I do control replace for just exterior New York instead of Chicago?
Yeah.
But yeah, the fucking pigeon lady. I remember being pissed as a kid. Just like wondering when he's going to start setting up his traps to, hurt the crooks. As a kid.
Oh, yeah.
We went and saw that as I remember seeing that in the theater.
I don't remember it very well. I don't remember how he got in the predicament. I remember the first one, they were like doing a head count or whatever, and some other kid was in there and like a bunch of stuff.
The second one, I remember that one. I remember that part very specifically because he was following a stranger that was wearing the exact same coat as his father in the airport.
Oh.
And then this was in the early 90s, and I guess kids could just get on planes.
They could.
And then just go anyplace.
Yeah. I did that when I flew to Portland. It would have been 97. I guess I was 12.
I know, but he had the wrong ticket and everything. He went to like a completely other area of the world.
Oh, okay.
They were going to the Bahamas or something, and he just ended up in New York City.
Yeah,
was it really that bad?
It was chaos back then. There was no TSA. Nobody knew where anybody was going.
Yeah,
people could wear their shoes all the time.
The shoe bombings were just out of this world.
Nobody knew what a shoe bomb even was. Oh man, yeah. Okay, so that's the low point. What was the high point? Did you get a high point out of that?
I don't know. Didn't I don't know.
Macaulay Culkin, always.
Yeah. Joe Pesci. No, Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
They brought him back. Yeah. How did the thieves end up in New York again?
I think they became the sticky bandits instead of the wet bandits.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah.
Your mind is like a trap when it comes to
stupid facts.
Really old, crappy movies.
Yeah.
Last one is AI, artificial intelligence.
Ooh. I was reading a thing on a geeky website about how everyone is critically reassessing AI as being a masterpiece.
Really?
Yeah. And then
Manhattan. I know the low point from that one. I still remember that one.
Oh, was it?
They call it, that was that one, right? Wasn't it? Why do they call it That's why they call it Manhattan or whatever.
Oh, did they make that joke? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jude Law said that. It was Jude Law, right?
Yeah.
He was the other.
Yeah, I think that.
He said, it's dangerous there because there are a lot of people there, and that's why they call it Manhattan, because it's not robots. And I'm just like, oh no.
Well, AI is an interesting one to me because I rewatched it a couple of years ago because I read another geeky article saying that it was this amazing movie.
Yeah.
And when I watched it again, like reassessing it, and knowing where the movie ends, I had more of an appreciation for it. But it's just like those little moves that I disagree with that Spielberg always makes.
Like what?
Just like that line.
That Manhattan.
Yeah, that line.
He always has to throw a little joke. My favorite one is like the objects in mirror closer than they appear in Jurassic Park.
But at least that one it's in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
AI was supposed to be the serious philosophical movie, and he can't stay serious for very long. Even Schindler's List, which is probably the most consistent movie that he's ever made. Even that one has like weird fucking little jokes in it. Or it just goes like really sappy and sentimental, like at weird parts.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen Schindler's List. I've never seen Titanic, Schindler's List. And there's like a couple other of them that
Schindler's List is actually a pretty good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's on Netflix too. But Schindler's List is interesting because the change in Schindler's character isn't telegraphed, which I think is a difficult thing to do.
Oh, okay.
So he starts off as a crook that's just trying to profiteer off of the Holocaust and off of the war. And he doesn't give a shit about Jews. He doesn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
He's just like a individual, right?
Yeah.
And then at some point in the movie, he's saving people's lives, but you can never really pinpoint at what moment it was.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like that one Kirk Douglas movie I told you to watch.
Oh, the news
Ace in the Hole. Yeah.
Ace in the Hole.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Because at one point
everybody needs to watch Ace in the Hole.
That's a better movie than Schindler's List.
That was a really good movie. But, thanks for recommending that, by the way. It was what year was that done in?
That would have been in the early 50s.
Oh, early 50s. Yeah. It just kind of covers the entire story that we're going through with it's everybody thinks that social media and then that push is kind of a unique turn of events or whatever, but that movie kind of goes over like it's always kind of been a little bit weird, like the way that people react.
I think people mob up really easily, and they love like a good story, and then so all nonfiction and journalism and whatever has always been going after the story, you know. And that's what Ace in the Hole is. I don't want to just explain what the Ace in the Hole is. Anyway, it's a good movie. It's about hype.
Spoiler alert. We don't want to give away any spoilers from mid-50s movies.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I just don't want to talk about the plot of a movie. Just go watch it. But
yeah, that's true.
But that's I think people from every single generation always do that though, right? Because right now we're talking about how social media is like in the school system. They're always saying social media is destroying children's ability to read and write and communicate effectively and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then in the 50s, it was newspaper, like there was too many newspapers, right?
Yeah.
And then in the 19th century, there was saying telegrams was going to ruin everything because you know.
Were you the one that sent me the article that it was like I think it was Socrates was worried about like written language?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like,
well, he was worried about the intelligence being like, we shouldn't spread out our intelligence. Only a few people should be allowed to read and write.
Oh, wow.
I think that was Socrates. It might've been somebody else.
Dang.
Only like, we shouldn't allow the masses to have access to this information.
Huh.
You know,
elitist. Those elitist philosophers.
Yeah.
And then we worship them like the gods that they didn't agree with.
Well, I think even back to the Greek times when we were inventing writing, everybody said this is gonna be it. This is gonna destroy society.
I was watching a documentary about math. So no, it's not weird that you don't know that sharks give live birth. So I was watching a documentary. It was a 5-part series about the history of math, and in Roman times, they started to adopt the base 10 system with 0 came out of India.
Okay.
And then I think the Arabic community or the Arabs took it up, and then it kind of started to infiltrate into Rome. And in Rome, like to do math with the Roman numerals, like you had to be a friggin' genius, and you had to have a lot of time and a lot of experience and stuff, because like it's not very easy to like just do like multiplication and like division and stuff like that with all those characters.
Oh yeah.
And so they were concerned. Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
What's 55 times 72?
Yeah, and they're just like, yeah. You'd have to just kind of, they'd have I'm sure they had all sorts of different ways to write it down and have like books and stuff and like memorize it and stuff. And then when the base 10 system started to infiltrate, like all the upper echelon were super worried about it, because they're like, oh man, all these peons are going to be able to do math. And it's like, that's too much power in their hands.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
that's
I guess
the same thing.
Yeah, I guess history repeats itself. But no, social media is different.
This is going to be the thing that really ruins everyone.
And it really annoys me, these millennials and their social media and everybody looking at a screen.
They're always on their smartphones, and they always get participation awards. That's what they do, so they just walk around in life just wanting to be awarded for things that they didn't work for.
Yeah, no hard work.
That asshole on... did you share that video with me? Who's that asshole that pops up on my social media? He's this dude that
I don't know what you like and follow.
He's a CEO. I thought you had given it to me. He's he's the CEO, and he's also a kind of a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
And he just went on this.
I know the dude that you're talking about.
10-minute tirade about how he hates hiring millennials because millennials are entitled and blah 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 blah. You know.
Yeah.
And
I think it's. It's probably like an age thing.
You need to have a Joe Rogan guy over there. that when we hit these little hiccups.
we don't like fact checking here on Treasure Valley Podcast.
Because I was about to pull up my phone and I realized I can't do that. But if there was a dude right there,
I'm just hoping that's how a viral thing starts. Is like we make a bad comment about something and then somebody catches it and then reposts it. But the thing is it's an hour long, so they're gonna have to figure out which marker to get to.
I know exactly.
Yeah. So.
Oh. So I should just say something really controversial right now. How long has it been?
25 minutes and 27 seconds.
All right. I don't want to say it, though.
Okay.
Just in case it comes back.
You're like, oh, wait, this will be on forever. Should we
watch Treasure Valley Podcast? All of a sudden we get a bunch of
that's controversial.
Get like a bunch of skinheads to follow us, ironically.
Yeah. We like this. Look at it's two white guys talking about stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we haven't said enough controversial things, except for the Orlando Bloom thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we like pin that right up at the beginning.
16-year-old girls from 2003 are going to be pissed off.
Yeah, I know we have a base 10 system, but I still can't do the math on that. I have no idea how old they are now.
Yeah, I guess the Romans are wrong.
Yeah.
Math didn't spread to the masses.
Nope. Do you want to do a film question or do you want to do a miscellaneous question?
Give me a film question.
Okay. Best day of filming on Canyon County.
Best day of filming on Canyon County?
You should go watch Canyon County on LowerGentry Studios.
Yes.
Episode 1 is available.
And then the other episodes will be available sometime.
Subsequently. They shall be available.
They shall be sometime this year.
Yeah.
Sometime in the first half of the year.
Yeah, most likely. Perhaps earlier?
First third. I'm going to promise. It's going to be available in the first third
That's
of this
a little
year.
Controversial. Yeah, that's probably fine. When is that? April?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how many months are there? Let me get my pen. 1/3, right? Okay.
I mean, there isn't 9 months, or else I'd give you that answer right away.
Yeah. That'd be super easy.
Yeah.
Unless you said first half. Best day of filming on Canyon County.
Best day of filming on Canyon County was I really enjoyed being at the acting. I'm spacing on the name of the place. Idaho Casting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was really nice, and that was the day with the most people involved. Yeah. And that was a fun day getting to meet all of those extras because we had 3 groups of extras that moved through because we had to shoot basically pieces of 3 different episodes in one day.
Yeah, I
really enjoyed that.
I agree with you. It was kind of like one of those things where that whole anticipation and building up and like thinking that like you're trying to prevent every single little thing from going wrong and imagining a bajillion things that can go wrong and all those people that are coming and everybody showed up and it went more quickly than anticipated. And so it was just like, oh wow, that was awesome.
Yeah, and that was just a great because we shot 3 scenes that day, and then the middle scene we had 6 hours or 6 or 7 hours working on it. And that scene is kind of a climax of the entire web series too. So it was just a fun scene to do. Mm-hmm. And then having extras there, never having read the script, not knowing what is going on, and then seeing them react to what was actually happening in the climax of the web series, and then realizing that it was playing pretty well. And then having those people contact me afterwards because being like, whoa, so what happens in the rest of this web series? This is really cool. So that was just kind of a little ego boost.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember, because I think before that
I didn't know you got emails after that. You never told me that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, not emails. I guess Facebook messages.
Oh, okay.
Social media stuff.
I don't even know. I just say, yeah, I guess if you just say messages, I think that covers everything.
Yeah.
Because it can cover email. It can cover
I mean, there's
Facebook.
levels
so
of personal. Yeah. I feel like a Facebook message isn't personal at all, right? Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it is. Because some of those people just like use Facebook Messenger all the time.
Well, I mean, I do now.
Yeah. That's because your phone service sucks.
Yeah.
Should we say the name or is that controversial?
Cricket. My Cricket never works ever. No one should have a Cricket plan.
but the deal is so good.
It is very good. I pay very little for not having service.
but you get to carry a phone around.
Yeah, exactly. And then, when I'm connected to Wi-Fi, everything works brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, Wi-Fi, like what?
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my favorite day. And that was after we'd done a bunch of stuff outside, and I didn't realize that outside is a nightmare and a half.
Oh, yeah.
I had forgotten about, because we did We Speak, and We Speak for the most part, except for some covered shots outside. And one quick scene in the backyard is all inside.
Yeah.
Controlled environments, and I'd forgotten that outside you have to deal with
uncontrolled environments.
Yeah. Well, no, you have to. I mean, just like things that I didn't think of. I mean, we're next to a road. People are going to be on that road all the time. If it's because the one day, remember, it was partly sunny, so the exposure kept on changing because clouds would go over the sun.
Right. I forgot about that. That was annoying. And then you block stuff out, and then you forget to think about like where the sun is going to be in position to the earth.
Yeah, because we went there. Yeah, we went there at a different time of day, and that was our bad for not thinking about that, because we went there in the evening.
Yeah,
and we're like, wow, it's gonna be perfect. And then we went there at noon. And we're like, oh, the sun's in a different spot,
and rotate.
Yeah, and rotate it around this way, and those types of things. And yeah,
controlled environments are nice.
Controlled environments are nice. So
I think I should just convert this into a sound stage and paint one of the walls green.
Yeah, and then we don't have to leave ever.
Yeah. Just do everything in this room.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
It'll probably look completely 100% okay, too.
Yeah. So Idaho casting.
Casting. Yeah, that was a good one.
Thanks, Brian Jagger.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Writing versus pre-production versus production versus post-production. What's your favorite part?
All of them.
You don't have one that you like the most?
No, I think I'm going to steal an answer from somebody else that I'd heard one time, but I can't remember who. I think it was Quentin Tarantino, where he says he likes all of them, but by the end of each step, he's ready for that part to end. Like right now, we're in post-production. I'm kind of ready for that to be over.
Yeah.
Because we've been in post-production since July.
Yeah.
And after the rough cut, and I feel like after the rough cut, that's the, at least for my end, because you do the audio. On my end, on the rough cut, I kind of, that's like climbing a mountain. Yeah. And then usually I feel like, well, it should be done in a little while then.
Yeah.
Because you have to sift through all those footage. You need to figure out how to construct the scene. You need to do all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I always think that it's going to be done within a few weeks, and it never is.
No, sorry.
No. But no, even on my side though, because I have to do color grading and all that other junk, and then we have to do Foley stuff. We have to bring actors back in to do ADR, and a lot of it is just, I like when it gets creative again. Yeah. When you're done with the technical stuff. Yeah. Like the color grading is creative, kind of. But then a lot of times it's just correcting shit with skin tones and then just trying to match it.
No, I agree with you. The creative aspect is like it gets lost in the weeds sometimes in post-production.
Yeah. So as soon as the sound effects are all recorded and then the levels are kind of okay, and then you get to watch it again, the scene, and then you think, wow, okay, this is looking and feeling like something more professional. And then you can make little changes again, and then that's where the creativity comes back in, especially stuff with like score or
I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's going from like the bricks of clay to like an actual like lump of clay that's starting to like look like something, and then you get excited. But when you got a big, or when you're building a deck, with like when you have all the boards laid there, it's just like, oh man, that's awful. But then when you get the outline framed and then you start like knowing what you're supposed to do next, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you start, putting those cross boards across the entire thing on the top.
The cross boards.
Cross boards across the top. I don't know what they're called.
I have no idea either. It's the wood, crosswood.
When you put the last wood on top of the other wood and make it a
We're at 33 minutes. We can probably say anything that we want right now.
All right.
No, this is really interesting. We got everybody engaged.
For sure.
Bam. Now, the views have been going up. I'm excited. Thank you all for watching. I'm excited about it. Like, they have been going up. So,
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's super awesome.
I don't know who's been watching because I haven't been watching it.
Well, gosh darn it. Are you going to watch this one?
Oh, God, no. So they might go down by at least one, because I know that Zoe's not going to watch it
either. Are you ready for another question?
Yeah.
So this goes back to the Jurassic Park. Best book film combo.
What do you mean combo as in they go together or adaptation of a book?
Both. Where the book was good and the film was good. So I guess film adaptation from a book that's decent.
Ooh.
Because like Shining wouldn't necessarily count.
No,
in your opinion.
The book's really bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Stephen King fans.
Oh, look at...
You know what?
Elliot just burning bridges.
Yeah, I don't like Stephen King. I don't think he's a very good writer.
He's not going to send you a Christmas card, dude.
I know.
He's not going to give us one of his books to like screw up in movie
Actually, you
form.
know what? I think I like Stephen King. He just writes too much. He doesn't slow down. If you were to rewrite something and not just write it once and then send it to a publisher, I think he would be really good.
Yeah, he's got some really good ideas.
He's got great ideas, and actually his line by line writing is usually pretty bad, but it sometimes is really good.
I remember when
everything reads as like a first draft with him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like everything just reads like he just sat and just wrote it down, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm Stephen King. This is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna make like $2 million off of this." And then
I read a couple of his books in high school, and then like they both ended with explosions, and then I think it was Needful Things, and then It
ends with a.
Oh no!
He turns into a spider. And
No. Was it? What was the other one? It was like Langoliers or...
Langoliers ends with an explosion too.
Okay.
No, that was the Tommyknockers. Tommyknockers ends with an explosion.
Yeah.
The Shining ends with an explosion, the book version.
Maybe it was The Shining. And then, no, there's another one I think that ends with an explosion too. It was
The Stand.
Things, The Stand.
No, The Stand literally ends... I got an argument with a colleague about this, and it was really intense. It got really heated because I said I didn't like The Stand, and she was very angry with me.
Wow.
And then I said, well, I focused on the ending because I realized that because the ending is so bad that I can't believe anybody enjoys it. Literally, the hand of God parts the clouds out of the sky and then clicks a nuclear bomb, and then it blows up everybody, and that's the end of the book.
Sweet. I don't know that. Oh, wait, maybe I did read that. It was high school. I do remember an explosion.
No, really though. A modern book that's trying to be psychologically complex with its characters and show this horrifying, post-societal breakdown, and then everything kind of becomes good versus evil and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
Yeah, literally just has a God come and resolve everything. Like that was used in like original Greek theater, and then Euripides thought it was stupid. And Sophocles. Sophocles was like, "Man, I don't like you, Aeschylus, because you use too much Deus Ex Machina." Mm-hmm. That's what they even have a name for it, Deus Ex Machina. That's how old it is.
Yeah.
He literally had God push the button.
I don't know.
How lame do you have to be?
I'm offended now because I think that book was amazing, even though I don't remember it I don't even know if I've read it.
Anyway, but yeah, come on, God. like how many ideas, how many different things could you have thought of? Just like, well, God.
Endings are hard, man. Give him a break.
Just like God, and it literally is a finger. I remember him explaining the finger. It's like literally, and then a hand came out of the and then push the button.
It's like his books are kind of like Mitch Hedberg's joke about pancakes. They're all exciting at first, but then by the end of it, you're sick.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Anyway, sorry.
He's probably writing at like page like 700 or 800. He's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
I got all this down. I need to finish this somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hand of God.
Hand of God. I didn't think that was good.
I guess.
What was the original question?
Oh, film. Best book / film combo. Yeah, because we were talking about The Shining. And that one ends. Doesn't the hotel blow up or something?
Yeah, that's a really hard one. No Country for Old Men.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
I was super excited when The Road came out.
Because the book The Road was baller.
The Road was one of my favorite books ever.
And then the movie didn't capture that shit at all.
But that was the first and only Cormac McCarthy book I've read, actually. I need to get another one. Wait, no, maybe I read another one. Maybe you gave me one. I never remember stuff like this.
I got a bunch of them. You can read whichever one you want.
I want to borrow.
Blood Meridian. Yeah.
Okay. I want to borrow No Country for Old Men. But I like The Road a lot. The Road is one of the best post-apocalyptic stories ever.
I think part of the reason why that's such a good adaptation is that the structure of the book, because you can't really tell it from The Road if you've not read a lot of Cormac McCarthy. Cormac McCarthy is a very philosophical writer in terms of he sets up almost like a dialogue between two characters, and then they will just debate metaphysics for like pages upon pages upon pages.
Yeah.
So that happens like a lot in his books.
Oh, so he's almost like a David Hume kind of guy.
Almost, but it still has like a plot.
Well, I mean, obviously David Hume, that's all he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Or what's the other, Ayn Rand? Ayn Rand?
Ayn Rand. No, because Ayn Rand had a more of a political point of view.
What? Are you kidding me? She was totally neutral. No.
I'm like saying that as if it's like a new thing. I don't know. I think maybe she was trying to say something about politics.
I think she might have been trying to influence some people with her stories. Not sure.
Yeah.
I kind of gave me that hint.
Whereas I think Cormac McCarthy, it's hard to pin down where he stands on anything. So
that's kind of cool because
it gives you kind of the idea. It gives you an idea that the world is a muddle. Basically,
yeah,
the world is a muddle, and you can't pull a consistent ideology out of it. That's what I got. That's what I got out of reading a lot of his stuff,
and plus life,
and just life in general.
Yeah, that's
nothing
cool.
Really works, and it never works. Anyway, but the interesting thing about No Country for Old Men is the first half of the book and the first half of the movie are more or less exactly the same. But in the book, it becomes almost the last time I did watch my podcast. And I noticed that I say a lot of filler words. So when I get in these complex ideas, I need to pause and I need to think about the words I'm saying so I don't annoy myself later when I listen to this.
Like, okay,
like,
go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, yep, okay.
Yeah. Oh! Yeah.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Good, okay.
Anyway,
Sweet.
so the first half of the book and the first half of the movie are more or less scene by scene exactly the same. Down to the dialogue, it's exactly the same. But in the second half of the book, it becomes more philosophical in a more verbose way, where characters are speaking their philosophy, they're arguing. But what the Coen brothers did was really interesting is that they cut all that shit out and then they added in an anti-climax, where they took the philosophy that Cormac McCarthy was writing about and they realized that it would be shit as a movie with a bunch of characters just talking. Whereas if you read it, you give it more leeway. Whereas if you're seeing people saying these things, it becomes really ridiculous. That's why that movie, The Counselor, most people hate that movie because Cormac McCarthy wrote that script and it's just people just back and forth, just bantering about philosophy. You know?
Okay.
So the Coen brothers realized that, and then they basically instilled those philosophical ideas, and then they made it part of the structure of the movie. So I thought that was a really cool adaptation.
I wonder if Richard Linklater could pull it off.
Probably not, because Richard Linklater is a little too free-flowy, I would think.
Okay.
You think so? I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never read any of the books that he's adapted. So I wonder if his. I'm
just thinking about people like just droning on endlessly in conversations, and like for some reason you can watch his movies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's totally fine, but it seems like it's natural. And usually there's movement going on too.
Yeah.
And he's picking some interesting camera movements and some camera shots, and obviously like emotional.
Yeah. Well, with Richard Linklater, I think his process is a lot different, though. So that's why the structures of his movies are usually a little more free flowing. Like he goes into rehearsals with actors without a completed script a lot of times. And he develops the script with the actors in like this really intense. I just said it like 5 times in this really intense rehearsal period over the course of 6 to 10 weeks. And then they will rewrite the script and change the dialogue.
Okay.
And then so it's being basically
he has the beats. Yeah. He has the beats already picked out, and
I don't know if it's like that with every single one, but I know the Before trilogy works like that, and the first movie the Slacker movie works like that.
Okay.
And
what about that cartoony like rotoscope?
That one definitely works like that. And that's where you can kind of feel it. All of a sudden, they must have stumbled on some sort of plot thread. So at the end, everything kind of coalesces into one plot movement, which is kind of cool.
That's what Orson Welles was trying to do in his final film production. Yeah. Something similar to that.
Oh, yeah. Did you watch that?
I watched the documentary. I started watching the actual film, but it was really hard to watch.
Yeah. I was having some beers. It was hard to focus. Decided to watch The Predator.
Yeah. I was, it was not very easy for me to watch. I need to sit down and probably watch it again, maybe. It just seems like it wasn't cut together correctly. It didn't seem to flow very well.
Yeah.
You know, and that's obviously not Orson Welles' fault because he
died.
He died and didn't finish any of it.
Yeah. And then some other dude did.
Yeah.
To try to make some money off of it.
Yeah. Good work.
Yeah. Well, let's I don't know. To be fair though, a lot of his movies, because I used to have a Filmstruck account, and they had all of his
Boo, Filmstruck for going out of business or canceling it, or who canceled it?
I think that was it was whoever bought Filmstruck.
Oh, they just okay.
They wanted to split the library and then make it like diffuse it across multiple different platforms
that they can charge you separately for.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, good call.
But I watched a few of his non-Hollywood, Orson Welles' non-Hollywood movies, and a lot of them are pretty technically like they're kind of hard to watch.
Got it.
A lot of the ADR, you can always point out Orson Welles' voice because he would ADR multiple characters, which is pretty fun.
Oh, wow.
One of them is like a woman, I think, in Othello. It's just obviously Orson Welles' voice, like, and he just kind of mumbles it while the woman's back is turned to the camera. Like, maybe nobody will notice this one.
Yeah, there's some bad ADR in the one that they put on Netflix for sure.
Yeah,
and you could see like because it wasn't quite like a back of the head shot. Like you could see the guy's like mouth, and it wasn't really moving, and all of a sudden he was saying stuff, and I was just like, whoa.
I mean, it must have been hard back then. I mean, think about the difference in cost.
Yeah,
is insane. I mean, there was a dude who burned all of his bridges in Hollywood, and then he was used to making movies a certain way, and he still wanted to make movies, and then he still needed tens of thousands of dollars just to shoot a movie like we shoot a movie.
Yeah,
like, oh, come on over, guys, let's do it. But I need to have $50,000 in film, and then I need to pay $25,000 to process it.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of, you can, and that's why they're always using the ends of takes in those cheaper movies, because they, like, literally you could run out of film.
Oh.
And be like, okay, well, we can't shoot anymore.
Yeah, that would be an additional planning process. Fortunately, SD cards and
yeah, they removed that. That's why I don't get that
endless
film versus digital debate. It's like clearly digital is better
because you can.
It's
just
clearly
do it.
Better.
It's all clearly it's better if everybody gets to read.
Yeah,
clearly it's better if everybody can do math.
Yeah, I think that was at the end of. Did you ever seen Apocalypse Now?
I just thought of another one, Pianos.
Oh yeah.
That's another. Did I tell you about that one where everybody was worried about the record player and the radio because like
nobody would buy pianos.
Nobody would buy
and
pianos
learn how to play piano.
Yeah, and so everybody's like, no, this is going to ruin everything. Like you should just be listening to the music that people are playing right in your house.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of coming full circle on the music end.
Oh yeah, now we're all just we're all just composers.
Yeah, it's everybody's doing. There's like a bajillion local bands, which I'm excited about because some of them are coming on here.
Oh, sweet.
Pre-Fort.
Yeah.
Pre-Tree Fort.
Pre-Fort.
Yeah.
Pre-Fort on Treasure Valley Podcast.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Oh, that was the you ever seen Apocalypse Now?
No.
Anyway.
That's with
Marlon Brando and Martin Sheen's.
Okay, yeah,
it's
yeah.
a Francis Ford Coppola movie.
Okay.
It's an awesome movie. You can watch that on streaming as well.
I need to do that.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I'll put that on my...
Dad doesn't like that one because it's not very realistic, apparently, to the military. But I don't really... It is clearly not trying to be realistic, so it never bothered me.
Oh, okay.
But anyway...
Yeah, it's kind of important to do your research, though.
Well, it's so clearly
I'm going to critique the movie that I haven't seen.
It's based off of Heart of Darkness, which doesn't take place in Vietnam. So it's Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness, but it's in the Vietnam War. Anyway, it's a cool movie. But at the end of this documentary about the making of that movie, Francis Ford Coppola, I think it was they made that movie in the 90s or the early 90s. And they said, well, what's stopping filmmaking from being a true art form? And he said, the money. As soon as the cost of movies comes down, all of a sudden, if everybody's allowed to make a movie, there's going to be some little girl, and that's what he said. He was really into it. And he's like, there's going to be some little girl in like Omaha, Nebraska, and she's just going to be a Mozart, and she never would have been discovered without the cost going down, and that's when it's going to be a real thing. I think he ended with like a prediction. It's like that's going to happen in the next like 25, 30 years too.
Oh,
it's
nice.
Gonna be great.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So you picked the best film book combo. You did that. No Country for Old Men. Good answer. Do you want to go on to the just miscellaneous?
Miscellaneous? Yeah,
Yeah.
give me some miscally.
These are not very subtle at all.
Okay.
Most danger you've ever been in.
Most danger I've ever been in?
Mm-hmm.
I think anytime I hang out with the composer of We Speak on a sailboat, usually I almost die.
John
Weissert, yeah. I know he's not watching this, so
he might.
Maybe he will. I don't know. He's too busy. He's too busy working on his house to even know that you even have a podcast, probably.
I emailed him. I'm like, hey, when we're in Mexico, I want to have you on. And then I just didn't get anything back.
Yeah,
Does he have internet in his house that he's building yet?
I don't know. Maybe. Or something.
First, he's got to get an outlet put in.
If not, there's a coffee shop next to his house, so he can go get on the internet.
Get it taken care of.
But yeah, anytime we went on a really long trip together, and one of the times we ran into a bridge while we were at high tide, and the boat almost got sucked under, and we almost died.
But you didn't.
But we didn't, because it's a long story. I don't want to tell that story. But yeah, that was the most danger.
Cool.
Because that's one of those stories that it's better if he's here, because he can point out all of these little details that I don't remember.
Yeah, that would be good. I guess I could do it too. I just don't have the mic plugs.
Yeah, and also it just requires, whenever you're doing sailing stuff, you have to use this terminology.
Oh.
And then you have to explain the terminology. It's dumb. Anyway, that was the most danger I've ever been in. Almost drowned on a sailboat 5 times.
Oh, nice.
In a 2-month period while living on a sailboat.
How many times do you know the statistics on that? Like how many near misses before you actually like go under?
Well, I don't know. And then there was the last time I was on a sailboat with him, and I'm going to say that I'm going to count that as one although he says that we weren't in danger. So it's at least 6.
At least 6.
But I mean, John hasn't died yet, so I think.
So he's probably got that number way up higher than yours.
Exactly.
Most disgusting meal.
Most disgusting meal I've ever had?
Like real food, not like what's, not even necessarily.
What would I have eaten that's not food?
I don't know. I'm just saying that you can't say like somebody with pica, like Ajax.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there are rules.
Most disgusting meal that I've ever
This isn't just a free-flowing podcast, man.
Yeah.
There are stipulations and guidelines.
All right. So what's the most disgusting meal I've ever had?
Or you've ever had, or obviously you've had to have had it. Otherwise, you wouldn't know it's the most disgusting.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last really bad meal I've had. Well, we had a bad meal at the airport.
Seattle Airport.
Seattle. What was the fucking place? Oh, what was that fucking place called?
It was, I don't know. Mine wasn't as bad as yours, though. You got a really gross meal.
No, but mine wasn't as bad as Zoe's.
Yeah, Zoe's was nasty.
Yeah, hers was.
It was fried eggs with lime juice and like cilantro.
It was it was avocado. It was brown avocado.
Brown avocado
that they had tried to like bring back to life, which doesn't work like that by just squirting lime all over it.
Don't plant your avocados over there. You want to put those avocados over in that garden.
Yeah, so it was like this tiered thing. So the bottom of it was just like this hard piece of toast that had clearly been frozen, and then they had thrown it in the toaster, and then it didn't. Like that was it, I guess. And then they didn't quite take care of it. They didn't quite heat it up enough. And then they have an egg that was sunny side up, but the whites were still raw. And then on top of that was this avocado that had turned brown, and then they put a bunch of lime juice on it to, I guess, disguise it. And then they just covered the whole thing with cilantro.
It's just lime and like yolky eggs.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
And then they had like the salad like on top of the eggs.
That was gross.
That must have been in the back of my mind when I was writing that question down.
Yeah,
because that was really gross. I didn't even try a bite.
Oh, I took 2 bites.
You took 2.
Well, I was still hungry after my bad meal. And then when I took a bite, it was like a different bad. And then on the second bite, I realized, oh no, this is way worse. Like this is borderline food poisoning. I don't know. But there was enough lime in there. I think there was enough citrus that it flushed through my system okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm not disgusted enough from my little tiny gross meal I just ate. Let me have a couple of bites of your disgusting meal until I feel sick to my stomach and then get on this plane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Seattle Airport. They had good entertainment, though.
Yeah, we were there on Christmas Eve.
Let's diss on the Seattle Airport now.
Yeah, yeah. We should hashtag all these people.
Yeah, hashtag Seattle Airport
sucks.
Terrible food.
Hashtag
Dangerous.
Stephen King. blow job given Stephen. Oh no, wait a minute, that's homophobic. Shit.
No. Yeah, it is.
He sucks. Just generally.
Yeah, you can't connotate negative things with blowjobs.
Blowjobs are always good.
They're always good.
Stephen King gives bad blowjobs.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the way to make that not homophobic.
Corrected. Oh my god.
He teeths.
It's funny that you don't have to be worried about cursing anymore, because like before it was like if you just said like one specific word it was bad.
Yeah.
Now it's like strings of words that represent an idea, and then you have to watch yourself. Like you can't say these words together.
Yeah.
It makes it more complicated.
I mean, I guess it is. It still is just a black or white thing that I don't really appreciate in general.
Oh, the dichotomy of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Are we getting into this?
No, we don't need to.
Yeah, okay.
It's 55 minutes. I got one question left.
Okay. Let's do it. I kind of have to go to the bathroom anyway.
Okay. So, perfect timing.
Awesome.
Luckiest situation you've ever been in. And you can't use the danger one. I didn't realize it. Luckiest thing that's ever happened to you.
Luckiest,
like positive. Not like escape. Yeah,
thing?
Not like escaping danger.
I think the luckiest thing that ever happened to me was I ran out of money in New Orleans. Although you could probably say that wasn't luck. That was just my own poor planning. Because that's what brought me to Idaho.
Oh yeah.
And now it's what's making movies. Because if I would have stayed down in New Orleans, I still would have been trying to be some sort of novelist, and I just would have been getting drunk down there.
So sanding on boats.
Yeah, just sanding the bottom of boats. And I'm like, I'm working on my novel, smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
having weird sexual dalliances with really ugly women. Because those port women, they are fucking atrocious sometimes.
What do you mean? Why is that?
Sometimes they're really hot, but sometimes they're really like if you go to the quarter,
there is a higher level of prostitution in port cities.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
So
because there are rushes of high concentration of men that are willing to pay for certain services provided, aka hashtag Stephen King.
There you go. That's a good way to insult Stephen
King.
You don't pay. You're a miser with your fucking prostitutes.
So that's the luckiest situation you've ever been in, is running out of Idaho.
Yeah,
Idaho's awesome.
Yeah, I love Idaho. Good. Now I feel like I need to, just for the 5 people that have actually listened to this. I do enjoy PC culture when it gets rid of homophobic and racial slurs. I do think that that's a good thing.
Oh, there's definitely,
because I feel like that was maybe ambiguous. There's a little bit of ambivalence there on my part, and I just don't want to. I don't want to run into some random ass person that's just like, oh, you like calling people.
I was just
calling people gay, and you think that's a bad thing. It's no, I think that's stupid if you call somebody gay.
I was just going
to
say
think that's an insult. Like
that. They're still looking for an Oscar host, and I think you just took yourself out of the running.
I was just saying that things are complicated, and I guess I just don't enjoy. I think most people are stupid. Like
that is
90% of people are stupid. So even if they latch onto a good thing, they just they hit it really hard, and then that becomes their only thing.
I think,
it's just a lack of nuanced thinking in general, and I think
the emotional tendencies of people. I think it's been okay up until now because we haven't had to interact with as many people. And so if you're a small group of people, you don't show such an intense level of emotion because it's intimate and then you feel weird.
Yeah.
But if you have all of a sudden this precedent being set of people that are gaining attention from being hugely emotional, you're going to make they're going to be spearheading that emotional type of behavior, and they're going to have a lot of people following them. And trying to imitate that.
Yeah.
And so it's it's just that top down, that frontal cortex check that doesn't necessarily happen because we're lazy. Like all of us are. I will say that probably 99.9999% of people are always trying to find the shortcut to everything. And so thinking is one of those things that they do it on. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And so it's this is good, this is bad, and so here they are. And
yeah,
then
exactly.
If you say this, it's bad. If you say this, it's good. And if you mix these words together, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can cut some words out of the vocabulary too, like 1984.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think with social media, I think the bad thing, I don't think social media is bad. I think social media is a tool to communicate with people. But I think the bad thing about that tool is that it's what you said, it's not personal enough. So basically when we're on our cell phones, we're basically in a car, and that's why road rage is a thing, because you're not held personally responsible when you yell at somebody like, get the fuck out of my lane, you fucking asshole. Like you've always screamed those things at people, right? And now you can do it on social media, but you would never say that to that person's face.
No,
ever.
You wouldn't. If you were sitting
like none of the people because I have some friends on social media, right, that are very, very mean, and they get into social media fucking fights over whatever. And sometimes I even agree with them, but I always think this isn't the right way. You're not going to convince this person of this by adding a bunch of exclamation points and calling him an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to do anything.
I guess I am an idiot.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. It's like, wow, he called me an idiot. That's cool. But I think that's what it's basically. It's social media rage. It's almost like road rage, because they would never. Those same people that are like that, they're never that brave. And if they're together, they would never be that brave.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then if they were in that room with like 5 other people, they'd be like, man, that guy's a dick. Why is he yelling? Why is he calling him an idiot?
Well, there was a comedian that talked about that. Like, imagine who was that? Imagine if we bumped into someone, what we would. If we reacted like if somebody cut us off in traffic.
Yeah. Do you know who that was? Do you know what comedian that was?
Was it CK?
Yeah. It was CK.
I was like walking in, I'm like, what is this? Who is this? Well, obviously his opinion can't be right at all, ever.
Ever, yeah.
No.
Yeah. That said, that was hard listening to his newest set.
Yeah, he did not do that right.
Yeah.
His newest set, it was bootlegged. So first of all, the audio quality was atrocious.
Yeah.
But then he didn't even address his the whole thing.
Yeah, he just addressed it as, I lost $35 million in a day.
Yeah.
And then
it's like, poor guy. Like, I feel bad for you. Like, you had $35 million to lose, idiot.
Yeah. You didn't figure out a way to keep some of that money.
Yeah.
And you were also just jerking off in front of random women. Like, when you were on the rise, did you not think that might be like a problem? He struck me as an entitled piece of shit off of that. Mm-hmm. He's like, I can't believe they took away all my money.
It's like, and it wasn't even they took away his money. It's just that he lost his contracts.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't get any money from it.
Yeah.
But that's how he kind of presented it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was like, they didn't get that money. I don't know. He might have made some settlements for who knows, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He's a doofus.
Either way, he should have.
Louis C.K. He's the biggest doofus out of all of these people we've talked about.
Even
bigger than Orlando Bloom and Stephen King.
Yeah.
And SeaTac.
And SeaTac, that fucking goddamn airport.
Yeah.
Worse than goddamn LAX. No, it's not.
LAX was pretty bad.
LAX is bad.
Well, the food there was good.
Yeah.
It just cost $9 bajillion.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have an extra $9 bajillion, if you have a line of credit.
What did we get? We got like a few drinks and 2 burgers, and it was $200.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, we spent less than that in a week in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome back to America.
Yeah. Oh God.
Cool. We're at 1 hour and 2 minutes.
All right. Is that it? Should I end on some sort of thing? Watch Canyon County. We're gonna release the schedule at some juncture when we get them all done.
Yeah.
And it's a good it's a fucking good web series.
Yeah.
And also we're gonna have a showing later in the summer.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So keep tuned. You should like and follow us on YouTube.
Yes,
and
please.
Facebook.
Yeah. Are we gonna both look at the camera?
Yeah, but make sure you look at your camera.
Okay.
And then I'll look at my camera.
Okay.
Because if I look at your camera now and you look at my camera, that's going to look weird when I edit it together.
Okay.
So you have to look at.
We should end with us both saying something at the camera.
Okay.
And then you're going to cut it after this point, right?
Yeah.
So what do you want to say? What do you want to say? Is the last thing.
I don't know. What's a good ending word? Oh shoot! I'm the host. I should probably know these things.
Yeah, well,
you just started asking me questions. It's
you're
not
obviously
on the card.
a very well prepared host. You just have some random fucking chicken scratches all over this shit. It's like, come on, man.
That's how my mind works.
Don't question my genius.
It's first of all, I got the non-line note cards because I can get more questions on them this way. It feels like than writing it this way because I write them so short that I end up at 2/3 across. And I'm like, I can't be so wasteful with these note cards.
Yeah.
there's no money coming in from this podcast. So
Yeah.
if you'd like to sponsor the podcast, you can contact Chuck at LowerGentryStudios.com, and we will put in your product as long as I approve of it at the beginning.
As long as you,
Yeah, because I'm not going to be advocating for any Orlando Bloom movies.
yeah, no Stephen King stuff.
No Stephen King books, and no stand-up specials from Louis C.K. I'm not going to sacrifice the integrity of this podcast.
However, if Kevin
material.
Spacey has a new movie coming out, we'll definitely promote the shit out of that.
Well, he's taken a standpoint on that.
Did you watch that video?
No. What?
Oh my God.
What?
We're gonna when we're done doing this, we got to watch this video. So
Okay.
he got indicted.
You should watch it too after you watch Canyon County episode
yeah,
1.
yeah, exactly. And then you got to watch this Kevin Spacey video because it's fucking batshit.
Okay.
This dude is fucking batshit. He lost his, or maybe he never had a mind.
Yeah.
But it's insane. So he got indicted for sexually assaulting this fucking 18-year-old in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And then so he's going to court, and then 2 days before, or like a week before he had to go to court, he releases this monologue from his own YouTube channel
Yeah.
of him pretending to be the dude from House of Cards, but he's like vaguely talking about how he was indicted for sexual assault, but he's talking in the same stupid accent from House of Cards. And then like,
Oh, wow.
and then talking about the events of the show. And then it like ends with him saying, you know, all of the evil stuff that I got away with, and I never had to pay for it. You know damn well I'm not going to pay for something I never did, or some shit. It was just like,
Oh.
but he's talking in like the accent.
Oh, that's cool.
No, it's not. It's really it's really disarming. It's like really unnerving, like watching it. You're like, this is an insane person
Oh,
that
that's
somehow society allowed him to be a multimillionaire at some juncture because
Well,
we can't see through fucking people.
just all a tight-knit community now that the filming is cheaper and we're all on social media. We all get to know
all the crazy
intimate-
shit. No, I mean it's insane. It's crazy. And at the same time, he does a really good job with that monologue. He really hits those beats really well. He's like, he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah. Yeah, he might be forceful, but in his private life, but you can't fault his presence on screen.
You know what? I thought a solution to all of the shit. I know we're going over whatever.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's there's plenty of SD card space.
Yeah. So
There's plenty of reel and tape.
But I thought of a solution to all of this shit, right?
Okay.
So like the Me Too movement is a good thing because we're clearing all of the perverts out,
Mhm.
like all the perverts are not going to be sheltered anymore, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of those perverts, I personally really enjoy them. So you have this weird paradox, right?
Mhm.
Or this quandary that you're in, whether you should ingest their media because when you ingest their media, they somehow get money put in their pockets, right?
Yeah.
So I think what we need to do, like with people like Roman Polanski, one of my favorite directors ever, and then like maybe even Louis C.K. if he becomes funny again,
Yeah.
or Kevin Spacey, we should allow them to make art in like their own little fun prison,
Ooh.
and then they don't get any right,
Yeah.
and then they don't get any monetary thing,
Yeah.
and then we will know, then we can ingest it without feeling the guilt, because I
And
think
then
that's
they can
what people
develop
feel,
their
right?
own like sexual harassment pecking order like within the prison.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing, isn't it? Right? Because you just feel bad when you do it. You're like, hey, I don't want to put money in this dude that thought it was okay to rape a 12-year-old. But
Yeah.
at the same time, man, Chinatown's awesome.
Yeah. I think you got it. I
Yeah,
think
right.
that's it. So we just need to have a fund for these people, the creative ones, or just all of them.
Actually, yeah.
Put them all together. And
Actually,
then,
I'm one of those liberals that actually doesn't believe in prisons. So
Yeah.
I have trouble with just the idea of prison in general.
Yeah.
So,
But they have work. That would be their work. They
yeah,
can
that
do
would be their work.
creative
Yeah, they can do
And then
creative
they
work.
can-
And I think we should do that for all prisoners.
Yeah. And any money
Actually, we
that's-
should just adjust the prison system.
and
where
then
it's
all the
not so
money that
punitive.
came from all the millions of dollars that came from the films
Yeah.
that were produced in the prisons by all the harassers
Yeah.
would then go to pay for the prisons.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't come out of tax dollars. It would be sustainable.
Yeah, I know. There it is.
Cool.
I think we fixed it.
That's what we're going to end on.
Okay. All right. You're welcome, society.
I think we fixed it. That was the line, I think. Or what? We had to both. Remember, we got off on a tangent.
I just said
that was
you're
10
welcome.
minutes. 10 minutes ago.
I said you're welcome, society.
Okay, you're
As
welcome.
in, I'm assuming that they're already thanking us.
Okay. So we're going to say that to the camera together?
No, I think we should just say good night, and good luck.
No, I think that was somebody else's line.
Okay. We could say No, let's just end it
Okay.
right now.